Hi everyone! So today's video we are going to be doing an easy unicorn circlet. This is just going to be a nice, relaxing, easy craft. So here's what you're going to need. You're going to need these flat cabochon holders. I just bought mine in bulk. I wish I could remember where from, but I don't. You'll also need a chain to match or whatever you want. And foam clay. Of course, you'll also need any paints and a primer that you would like to use. The first step is to roll out the foam clay. This is a bit tedious, but you're wanting to get that conical shape so that it's fat on one end and pointy on the other, as you can see. Then you're just gonna smush them together at the bottom and start twisting them around to get that classic, iconic unicorn horn shape. This one's a little thicker than I'd like, but yeah. And of course with foam clay, if you ever start getting like dried areas or cracking, you can just use water to stop that. Now here's one I actually had already made that was dried. And what I'm doing is I'm adding a bit of metal filigree to the base just to give it a little more jazzy pizzazz to it. You don't have to do this. I just thought it would kind of help integrate it more into the metal base. And then I attached it actually with foam clay. I thought I was going to get to use glue, but I couldn't. It was just easier to do foam clay and let it dry. Now the main problem is your horn is probably going to get a little not super straight while it's drying, unfortunately. So I just used the heat gun to try and kind of straighten mine. Yeah. I, of course, am now priming it with my favorite primer, which is Flex Bond. You can just add a little water to it because it'll probably be too thick otherwise. And then just prime the horn. And it doesn't matter if you get this on any of the metal parts, it dries clear. After that, it's time to start painting. I always like to paint everything with a black metallic base. Unless, of course, it's going to be very light colored and white, then I would use a white metallic base, but yes. So I always like to start this as my base paint coat. And I decided to go with a purple and teal theme, so I'm only painting one twist, and I'm using this really cool like color shift purple metallic paint. The hardest part for me was just making sure not to get it too much on the metal. And you're just going to follow that one twist all the way up, and then we'll go to the second coat, which for me was just a basic teal metallic, which just decided it didn't want to go on the palette. It was just going to go all over the towel. This is why I always have a towel down when doing anything like painting. And now we're doing the opposite, just slowly working it up the other side, touching up where I might have gotten the purple. This actually would have looked kind of cool just being purple and black, but like I said, I really like the color combo of teal and purple, so that's what I went with. After this, I think I forgot to film it, but you'll want to seal it. I almost thought about playing with the glaze seal, and I may do that eventually to see if it actually makes it look more like porcelain. So now it's time to attach the chain. The first chain I like to do is the top one that's going to go over the top of my head. I think that makes it easier, and I know where it's going to attach on the cabochon piece. So I just pin it in and basically figure out the length of one of the side chains and how long it needs to be. It's just kind of personal preference. What I like to do is on the second side chain actually have a lobster clasp closure so that it's adjustable for the width around your head. And yeah, that's we are literally almost done. Like I said, just a nice easy project that anyone could do, I feel like, if you have the right tools. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm sorry it's just a short video this week. I'll see you next week with some fun sewing.